Welcome back, family, to another edition of Ask Terri. It is your friendly neighborhood community manager hosting out of the 67 and Polk Oak Cliff location. If you need to find me, you know where to go. So, this is another edition of Ask Terri. Make sure you send all of your questions to the social media posts below. You can also email askterri.tde@gmail.com. You can send your questions to that email address. You can video a question. I'm always excited to hear from you and can't wait to continue this financial journey together. So let's get into the question this time. What is it?
Hey, Terry. The question this month is, Dear Terry, we'll be traveling during our summer vacation. How do we travel financially safe? Should I open a smaller account in case my card gets lost? Should I take out some cash for spending money? If so, how much? If I travel out of the country, I'm concerned about paying with my bank card. What do I need to know and how do I prepare? Signed, Anana.
Okay. First off, let me say that was a great question. Like I said, it is summertime, so we will be traveling and doing all of the summer things. So let me start off. There's a lot to digest in that question, lots of bits and pieces. So let's take it bite by bite. First is I'd recommend doing your budget. That's first and foremost. Yes, we're talking about the accounts. How do we travel safely? But if you're traveling, you can't travel well if you have not done your budget first. So you want to have whatever you're going to be spending on your vacation saved in your accounts because that's where you're going to be pulling the money from. So the next question was, should I open a smaller account in case my card gets lost? Maybe. Let's talk about it. So, some people like to have a travel account and you can transfer what you want to spend into that account. And I like that idea because it's going to keep your travel money separate from your main money and you can close the card or transfer the money out if it gets compromised. If able, I'd also recommend using credit cards. For me personally, that's a personal preference because I think I've talked to y'all. I like getting the something for nothing. I like the rewards that I get with my credit card. Also, if there is something that is incorrect in a charge, you can always dispute it with the credit card and then it doesn't tangle up my money. It's the credit card money that's being used or waited on while the dispute is being held up. So personally, I like either having, and you do what's going to be best for you, right? You can do that separate transfer account where some customers will say, this is my online account, my travel account, and they only transfer money into that account that they're going to use when they're traveling or that they're going to use when they're purchasing items online. And you only keep what you need in that account. So it doesn't commingle with your main money, your bill money, the rent money, all of those things. So that's one thing to think about. The other question, or another question, was should I take out some cash for spending? Yes, I would say a minimal cash amount is always good. My granddaddy used to call it GP money, general purpose money. And then he said, if so, how much? Again, that's going to be a personal choice. What have you budgeted for? Remember, if you lose your cash, it's gone. So you can't replace it. So I typically say, $100 to $200 in cash would be what I would have on hand. You also want to make sure that you have some smaller bills too, because there's always tip money. The ones and fives and tens are good to have just so you can share the love if you get some good service. If I travel out of the country, I'm concerned about paying with my bank card. Legitimate, good concern, because sometimes you have those foreign transactions fees, right? So you want to go to your financial institution and discuss the different credit cards that are available. If you're going to be spending large amounts, you might want to look at a card that's going to waive the foreign transaction fee. If you're not going to be spending a lot, then you may just use your credit card and not worry about it. Another question was, what do I need to do and how do I prepare? Now, y'all know Chase lady, Miss Terry, I am not the travel expert, but I do love to travel. So I'm going to go for it. If you're traveling internationally, I would look up the exchange rate of that country. That's going to help you understand the real value of what you're purchasing. I'd also research how much is it to eat out in that country, right? Will you be doing 3-star restaurants? You're going to do one night that's going to be a fancy night, and so that's going to be your 5-star restaurant night. All of those things you want to take into consideration. Um, you also want to think about if you're doing excursions, can those be paid for ahead of time? Do you need to pay for them when you're there? Because if you can pay for them ahead of time, that's going to help you limit the amount of cash or the spending that you need to do while you're in the country. But again, don't forget you got to tip. So keep that tip money in your GP money. Also, don't forget about using your room safe. And if you do have cash that you're carrying, only carry daily what you need in cash for that day. Right? If you have $600 in cash, don't put 600 in your pocket every day you're going in and out. If you know you're only going to spend $100, take the 100 in cash, leave that 500 in the hotel room safe. And then I'd say use your card, whether it's the bank debit card or your credit card for everything else. So enjoy your summer. Have happy traveling. Remember, you can't grow if you don't know, and you won't know if you don't ask me, your friendly community manager. Ask Terry. Again, you can send your questions below to any of the social media handles for the Dallas Examiner. You can also email me at askterry.tde@gmail.com. This has been a great edition. Until next time, I will see you all later on the next edition of Ask Terry.